Hello, welcome to your final video for this section. We're doing 4 more examples. For these ones, you're going to have an amplitude that is probably not 1, and a period that changed from the original parent function 2. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so nothing about our process has changed, really. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to start by identifying our A value and using that to find the amplitude, and then identifying our B value and using that to find the period. So for my amplitude, my A value, the number in front of sine or cosine, in our case sine, is 1/6. So my amplitude would be the absolute value of 1/6, which is just 1/6. For our period, we need to do 2 pi divided by b. So in this case, the b value is 8. So we are going to do 2 pi divided by 8. And now we can simplify that a little bit. I know I can divide 2 and 8 by 2, so I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 2. When I do that, 2 divided by 2 gives me 1, so I'm just going to have pi left up there. And then 8 divided by 2 is 4, so we have pi over 4. This is the same as 1 pi over 4, so if you want to type in the 1, that's cool. If you just want to leave it as pi over 4, that's totally fine as well. All right, for your next example, we have y equals -2 sine of x over 3. So again, my a value is my number in front of my sine or cosine function. In this case, it is going to be -2. So to find my amplitude, we are going to do the absolute value of -2, which is just going to be +2. So my amplitude is 2. For the period, we are going to start by identifying our b value. Remember, if we want, we can rewrite this as -2 sine of 1 over 3x. And so technically, our b value is 1 over 3. So when I plug this into my equation, we're going to have 2 pi divided by 1 over 3. And again, to get rid of that 1/3 on the bottom, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 3 over 1. Multiply by 3 over 1. On the bottom, everything cancels out, so you really just get 1. On the top, we're going to multiply straight across. 2 pi times 3 is 6 pi, and then we'd have a 1 on the bottom. But again, we don't care so much about that. Our final answer for the period is 6 pi. All right, let's look at our next example. For this one, we have y equals 1/5 cosine of 4x. Again, we want to start by figuring out our a value. In our case, it is 1/5. So we are going to take the absolute value of that to find our amplitude. The absolute value of 1/5 is just 1/5. And then we need to find our period. So again, for the period, we have 4 as our b value because that's our number in front of x. To solve, we're going to do 2 pi divided by 4. In order to simplify, I know I can divide 2 and I can divide 4 by 2. So let's divide them both by 2. When I do that, 2 divided by 2 gives me 1, so we just have 1 pi on top. Divided by 4 divided by 2, and 4 divided by 2 is just 2. So we have pi over 2 as our period. All right, and let's look at our very last example. All right, for this example, we have y equals -1/10 cosine of x divided by 7. So to figure out our amplitude, we're going to start by identifying our a value, which is -1 over 10. And we have to take the absolute value of that. So the absolute value of -1 over 10 is just 1/10, and that is your amplitude. Again, for your period, you want to figure out what number is your b value. So if I rewrite this, technically we have -1 over 10 cosine of 1 over 7x. So technically, my b value is 1/7. So if I plug that into my equation, we have 2 pi, let's use an actual pen, divided by 1/7. Again, to move 1/7 to the top, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 7 over 1. When I do that, the denominators cancel, you're just left with 1. 2 pi times 7 is 14 pi. Technically, it's divided by 1, which will give you 14 pi as your final answer. So that is your final answer. As always, if you have any questions, if you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out to your teacher, and thanks for watching.